following program is sponsored by PokerStars.net. This week on The Big Game, the Italian loose cannon showed he wasn't your average amateur.
The cannon would be...
You might pull, I might call.
Boom!
And had some questioning if he was even from Rome.
He was training with the Shaolin monks in Beijing.
But when Max's mystery was finally revealed,
A-side. Two pair.
Nice one.
these pros began to change their tune.
Now I'm wondering about some of my folds.
You think?
Tonight, see if the cannon recaptures their belief.
No one can beat Max.
Or has he lost his loyal followers forever?
Who knows who's zooming who here?
It all happens now.
My day's coming. It's not going to be far off either, baby.
This is the PokerStars.net Big Game.
Welcome to The Big Game from Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Scott Huff as some of the best players in the world continue to go at it in our state-of-the-art poker room. And right now, there's more than $750,000 in cold hard cash on the table.
Bill Perkins, the businessman, has strict starting hand requirements. Each card must have a letter and or number written on it. He's stuck over 70 dimes.
Elke is a tournament crusher who's used to winning millions at a time. So far this week, he's turned a modest profit. He's up a little over 12K.
Amadario, I'm gonna win. The Italian's given back a sizable early profit, but the good news is that $200 is several thousand lira.
Phil Hellmuth Jr. might be the best Hold'em tournament player of all time, but this is a cash game, so I hope you like the sound of bleeps.
The loose cannon is Massimiliano Martinez from Rome, Italy. The 24-year-old student enjoys trying new foods, but says there's no substitute for Italian cuisine. He's preaching to the choir. I've got Domino's on speed dial. He's up over $84,000.
The final player is the Unabomber, Phil Locke, who's been going back and forth along the break-even line all week long. Phil's currently down 8,300, and right now, he's with Amanda.
Phil, pretty fun table out there this week, right? Give me your assessment of the table in 100 words or less. Go.
A lot of poker sessions get morphed into a theme of like what was happening that night, and you can carry away an energy. And tonight's theme, I think, is Max. It's the Max question. Is he brilliant, dancing on the edge of disaster, or is he playing disastrously, dancing on the edge of brilliance? I really hope I see a lot of strong hands when I see this show, because if I see a lot of bluffs, I'm gonna just understand how. And I still won't know, by the way, if it was brilliance dancing with disaster or disaster dancing with brilliance.
But we'll think about it, and I'm going to send you back.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
The loose cannon is staked $100,000. He keeps all money above the initial 100K, and the loose cannon with the most money at season's end earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
What do you think, Elke? Is he brilliant dancing on the edge of disaster, or is he disaster dancing on the edge of brilliance? What is it? What is it?
Yes, Elke. Good answer. It's one or the other. The leading loose cannon is Gonzalez Cannon. Max will be looking to dance with that number as well.
Maybe brilliance or disaster or blunder, that earlier thing. I don't know.
I think 150 hands is not enough to know.
Probably right.
By the other thing, Phil Locke now believes our loose cannon was trained in the Shaolin arts of poker in China.
Lock out, 2 jacks in the hole for Perkins. Limps.
How often do you just sit down with a player that's just great, that's some random guy that's great? Like never, right?
I don't know, though. It's a new world.
By the way, earlier in the week, in a Behind the Poker Face, Phil said the loose cannon played horribly.
Raises here.
Like never.
21.
Hellmuth out. Action on Dario Minieri on the small blind.
Typically, this would be a spot for a 3-bet if he was going to play this hand.
Just calls. Elke in the big blind with 4 deuce suited. Calls 1,700 more.
Perkins with the chance to put the squeeze on.
I raised the pot.
11-1 total.
11-1 total. Bill Perkins is here, folks. There it is. There you go.
He's got it, Phil.
Yeah.
Perkins raises to 11,100. Back on the cannon. Joe, why is he reaching for chips?
Because he's about to put the loose in loose cannon.
He flat calls 9,000 with Jack 8, and Dario and Elke are quickly out.
Loose as a goose.
And off to the mat they go, boys.
Oh boy.
What the heck is going on here?
I have no clue.
Story checks out.
Heads up to the flop. 10-9-8 rainbow.
This could get Max in trouble. He's got bottom pair and he's open-ended. Perkins with an overpair, same straight draw.
But he checks it.
Surprising check. Let's see if Max gets aggressive. Sure Perkins isn't folding.
Oh, he checks behind.
2 surprising checks in this 3-bet pot.
Ace of clubs on the turn. Perkins not scared of that ace, makes it 15,000.
Coming out swinging, but I don't think Max can or should fold a pair in a straight draw.
And he calls.
Even though we know he's drawing pretty thin to an outright win.
To the river. 9 of clubs, no help to Max.
Sort of a scare card for both players.
Perkins checks it.
We've seen Max get real aggressive in spots like this before, and we haven't seen him give up much at all.
Waves the white flag.
Aces? Huh? Aces? No. I have jacks. I'm good.
Perkins will take down a pot worth 57K.
You told you had an ace and you were...
I thought I missed the bet. I was like, what the hell? I flop open-ended straight, over the top pair, open-ended straight. I got too fancy on him. Because I swore you were going to fire. Swore it.
So the loose cannon drops over 26K, but it could have been worse. As we take a look at the rules of the big game, each table lasts exactly 150 hands. The action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. The blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. And every player begins with at least $100,000, but can rebuy for up to 500K.
That was so sick. He checked the river and he slammed his hand down like he had aces full.
No,
And every pro's sitting there and aces full, right?
No.
No, I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was losing. I think he was complaining because he didn't bet the flop and the ace came. I think he lost.
I thought I lost. I thought he checked his ace. I thought he might have like a weak
He was
ace.
complaining because he didn't bet the flop, catching up with the ace.
Makes sense. All right, I'm sorry.
Folds to Minieri. Speaking of aces,
Hey, it's A.
Minieri raises it up to 1100. Elke out. Action on lock in the small blind with queen 9 of diamonds. Calls.
The postmortem made me confused too. I thought, oh, he was going to snap call because he knew it was a bluff. That's what I thought. He was angry, like, if you bet, I would have called. Okay, now I get it. I was like, my reads are off tonight, guys. I mean.
All right, well, now that mystery's solved.
Flop. 8, king 4, couple of spades. Lock checks.
Even though I won, it was like, what the hell?
Perkins with middle pair checks.
Dario should c-bet here since that's exactly what they're all expecting, and this time he's got the goods.
Dario bets 2,300. Back on lock. Who just picked a bad time to raise makes it 5,500.
Lock getting a little spewy and a little bluffy at the wrong time.
Perkins is done with it. Back on Dario.
Spoiler alert, he's not folding.
The smooth call.
Dario just calls. Lock's raising range is pretty polarized, so if you raise, you chase away a bluff, or you put more money in a pot where you're in bad shape.
Turn pairs the board, 8 of clubs.
Lock's the first to act, and now the last aggressor.
Still with complete air, bets 10-2.
A pair and a flush draw just turned into trips, but any other semi-bluffs missed.
And Minieri calls.
Not too much for Dario to be afraid of, but he may want Phil to keep firing on the river.
Which is 7 of diamonds.
Pretty much only the 5-6 gut shot came in. Let's see if Phil keeps firing or decides to give it up.
I check.
He checks.
Looks like Phil has given up. If Dario value bets, I see very little chance of him being called.
21.
He'll try, bets 21K.
Dario is the best. Dario is the best.
Dario's hoping Phil has a hand like ace-king. The only question is how long this speech lasts before Phil folds.
I am officially folding to Dario. Dario wins the money.
Dario.
Show bluff, Dario. I can't show my cards, guys.
You have to show.
She said. Amanda said you have to show.
I have to show?
Yes.
Don't do it.
That's Italian poker pro Luca Pagano watching on with Amanda.
Dario shows the bullets.
Did he show?
Aces.
What?
It's amazing the things these guys do for a blonde in a figure skating outfit.
And Dario adds 19K in profit.
It's the first time you ever had anything all day, Dario.
Yeah, first time.
There's a first time for everything, including our first commercial break of the night. Don't go away, folks. The big game's just taking off.
Dario, I believe, has a microchip in him, just like me. There's so many times where I realize, oh my God, he's thinking like me. What is going on? Or he'll say something and I'm like, then I'll trap myself and he'll catch me in a fib, and I'm like, no one can do that. He's just doing it. Thank God he's on my right, you know?
He's very talented and very fast player, but I mean, I know he's always pushing. So someone like that is dangerous because they're willing to make big bluffs.
I think my reputation is I'm aggressive, but I think I switch a lot my game. I adapt myself to the table, or at least that's what I try to do.
Well, so far, Dario leads the table with both a 3-bet percentage of 18 and a PFR of 28, thus confirming what most people already know. Dario loves pushing the action, and he's up 13-9 in the process.
Dario says he adapts himself to the table. I'll say, before arriving here today, Dario had never spoken one word of English.
Action will start here on Phil Hellmuth with 9-7 offsuit. Limps again.
Phil's been limping around all week. Hasn't really worked out for him so far, but he should probably keep trying.
King tray of diamonds from Minieri. Raises to 1100. Over to Elke. Folds. Locke, who just got caught bluffing.
I played that hand poorly.
Calls.
In
I
so
get
many
unstuck.
ways.
I get off the tilt juice.
Hard to get off that tilt teat.
6-8 for the cannon. And he's going to defend.
Pretty loose, but decent pot odds. Phil's got a call now.
And he does. 4-way action to the flop. 7 king, 7 rainbow. Hellmuth hits trips.
I meant to say Phil Hellmuth's a genius.
Martinez checks, and Hellmuth checks.
Dario's got top pair, and he had the pre-flop betting lead. This could get ugly for him.
Bets 2,600. Lock is out. Martinez out.
For Hellmuth, this is probably a spot to just call. It would be easy to chase away action on such a dry board, even though we know Dario wouldn't fold top pair. Even a call would look pretty strong here, though.
There is the strong-looking call from Phil. We'll see a turn. King of spades, boat for Dario.
I don't know a lot of Italian poker terms, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, go!
Oh! Check from Hellmuth.
Really, really bad card for Phil. Especially since this looks like such a great card for Dario to keep barreling on.
53.
Minieri bets 5,300.
Almost impossible for Phil to get away since Dario has such an aggressive rep.
And Phil will not get away. Makes the call.
Well, he's not drawing dead. I mean, he could hit quads.
River, 9 of spades. No quads for Phil, and Minieri's got it locked up.
Totally inconsequential card.
Phil checks.
How big will Dario's value bet be?
$17,200 worth.
Nearly a pot-sized value bet. A lot of players would feel forced or frustrated into calling here, but great players, they fold here sometimes.
Oh, man.
That's only sometimes. Let's see if Phil can get away.
Calls.
King, I only play the nuts like you, buddy.
Dario wins a $55,000 pot.
If I have it.
Oh boy, that's going to be the one.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, you know? I mean,
I had the best on the chart, I had the best hand on the river.
The guys have 2 outs every pot we play.
the best hand pre-flop.
And I had the best hand pre-flop, unless you're
Yeah,
ace-7.
nice hand, buddy.
Thanks, Chief.
I mean, what the is going on in this place? They do me
What the
kings
is going on
versus
the river? How
queens,
do you
I
call it? You
flop
always take a
trips.
bluff, I only wait for the nuts.
Oh, please, Dario. You know, I mean, you just cooled me off. You hit a 2-outer, and, you know, and now you're a genius, I
I
guess.
just betted my hand. I don't feel a genius.
That was pretty dirty, but not Dario's fault.
This has nothing to do with you. I mean, I know, you know, I want to just trap you. I mean, I think you have 2 outs, or you're drawing dead. So I just call.
But I'm not make this in bet if the other king doesn't come. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't lose any more, right? You don't lose any more in the hand, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Chance for Dario to go back-to-back. He'll start the action here.
What are they doing to me? I mean, this is
Talk
unreal.
is that you think I'm stupid. That's the only thing that makes me crazy. I'm not a good player, but I'm not stupid.
Pocket queens for Dario.
I wasn't gonna put more money in that pot.
Right, I know.
I'm not stupid. I know once you call, you have one of these. I don't think you have 6s.
Elke calls the raise. Lock folds.
I didn't think he had 6s.
You think you had 6s?
No,
you don't.
no.
Me neither.
Perkins calls 1100 with the 6 tray.
Nice one, Bill.
Martinez with king deuce of hearts folds. Hellmuth with a 4. Don't know what he's looking for. And an 8. Muck.
It's just unreal. I mean, Jesus, every time I come here, run it 4 times and they win 3. Just the weirdest just keeps happening.
He's kind of got a point. I blame you, Huff.
7-10-6 rainbow. It's good to be Elke. He has the nuts straight.
Keep bailing the live one out. It's so sick.
Not much chance Dario will be bailed out on this one. He's going to have to go runner, quads, or full house.
Minieri checks.
Somehow he checks, giving up the lead, mixing up his player, playing a little pot control.
And Elke bets 2,700.
No.
Businessman's out.
Can't believe I keep coming back to play this game.
Please don't stop coming. There's no shot Dario can fold. He might be giving all Phil's money to Elke now.
Minieri makes the call. Turn 10 of spades.
That's a bit of a scare card for 2 queens.
Minieri checks.
I don't believe it. I mean, I just don't believe it.
Phil's swearing so much it sounds like a heart monitor. Elke still betting for value, it looks like. He wouldn't mind if Dario was calling with top pair.
Makes it 7,700. And Minieri just calls.
Still playing pretty cautiously.
River, ace of clubs.
Yet another stupid card for 2 queens.
And Minieri checks.
Last shot for Elke to get some value. He's really only worried about ace-10.
He bets out 18-8.
Can Dario get away? Elke's fired on every street.
Look. Dario makes the correct laydown.
Nice fold, Dario.
Good fold.
Thank you.
Elke agrees with you, Stapes.
Well, now is when Dario can get some advice from Phil H. on how to handle getting your queens cracked.
I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's a good fold for sure.
Phil, any words of advice?
Mother, I mean, it's just gonna keep hitting 2 outers on me.
That'd be the one.
Do they find these cards?
Welcome back to the PokerStars.net big game, where Phil Hellmuth is still on major tilt watch, trying to shake off a bad beat at the hands of Dario a few hands ago.
By the way, Phil's also still trying to shake off a bad beat from his '89 main event win, so this could take a while.
Just because I love saying it, the businessman would do 6.
Oh boy.
Calls 400.
The old under-the-gun limp with the offsuit 6-high 3-gapper plus EV play.
Speaking of Phil's main event win, 2 9s.
Oh! Party's over.
Raises to 2,000. Action on Dario with 10-7 suited.
Dario is in position.
3 bets to 5,600.
Dario knows Phil's steam. Now he's going after that wound.
Ace-queen for Elke.
Elke knows Dario knows Phil is steamed as well, and he's out of position, so...
Metagame dictates 4 bet.
What? 13-3.
Lock with deuce 4. Folds.
I was just a stranger passing through town. I don't know.
Just a stranger donating.
Is this for real? I mean, what is it, 13-3?
They put the Malachi Crunch on you.
The Crunch Brothers are here.
The Malachi Crunch. If you can name the show that's from.
Columbo.
Happy Days.
Bingo. You guess my references.
I confuse all those detective shows.
It's a little scary. I mean, it really is.
Phil's in a pickle.
You probably just ship with these hands, huh?
By the way, he might be better, you know.
Give him a big pair like that, he'd just ship it.
Well, technically, you did just fold the best hand. Let's see how loose Dario wants to get.
Just can't take it anymore. This is ridiculous.
And Dario calls.
Dario knows Elke knows he probably 3-bet Phil light. Plus, even if Elke does have a hand, Dario can maybe outplay him in position.
Flop 6-4 jack.
Pretty disappointing flop for both players, though. Elke with the best hand and the pre-flop betting lead.
Elke fires 16-6.
Dario's got nothing but some backdoor draws. Not a lot he can do here. Oh yeah, I forgot. He can bluff.
Oh, and he does. Raises to 35K.
This is a really awesome raise. Dario's pretty much accurately put Elke on the exact hand he's got. For this play to be profitable, Elke only has to fold less than 1 out of every 2.5 times. And some of those times when he does call, Dario will catch up.
Elke is not a believer. Makes the call.
Oh my God, this is so sick. So sick.
Turn king of spades. Still nothing for anyone, and Elke checks.
Elke still has the best hand. He's picked up a gut shot draw as well, but he's checking to the new aggressor. There's 100K in this pot already.
Minieri checks. River. Jack of spades.
Changes absolutely nothing. Elke with only ace queen high, but still the best hand.
Elke's done. He checks.
Dario may have a shot at stealing this pot if he can pull the trigger.
But he checks it down.
Ace high.
And Elke wins 100K with the ace high.
Fickle. I didn't need my 6.
What? I could have won with my 6.
I mean, these guys are crazy.
You see what just happened right there? Ace
Yeah,
queen.
I folded a big pair.
It's almost like 40,000 each went in. I don't even know what it was.
I know, that's so sick. I just can't. And then when I get in there, they hit 2-outers on me.
With that pot, Elke takes the profit lead away from Massimiliano for the first time all week at 72,600. The loose cannon from Italy is the only other player above the line, while the rest of the table is showing a deficit.
Max has been very quiet tonight after losing over 26K on tonight's first hand, but it could be we're just not noticing him over the sound of Phil Hellmuth. One more beat for Phil, and we may have to bolt down the chairs.
He fires on the river, you're gone.
I'm calling.
You calling a shove on the turn?
Yeah, I'm calling you shove too. I'm shoving. If you bet less, I'm shoving, and I'm calling you shove on the turn.
No way.
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna call 35
Trivial.
to
This
four
is
to four the
Elke.
turn.
Don't you understand why he wins millions of dollars a day or
Yeah,
whatever it is?
I'm calling just to eat
You're calling a shove on the river?
He was number one.
on the turn. I'm either going all in or calling all in on the river.
That is 100% insane, and I 100% believe him.
Martinez with Queen Jack lays it down.
Tight cannon.
Hellmuth, 7-5 of diamonds.
Warcraft, he was number one. Poker, number one. France, hero. All right? Just sort it out. It's the truth, kid.
Sort it
It's
out.
just so sick. I mean, I
He knows what's going on.
Minieri out, Elke in, and it's on lock.
What did you fold, Phil?
folded a big pair.
Completes.
I mean, so you've got a read on him, so you know when he's weak, and I know he was weak too, but you're behind him.
You're lying. If you know I was weak, you were re-raising.
4 players to the flop. 7, 5, 6, 2 clubs. Phil with 2 pair.
Nice flop for Phil. Hits top and bottom. Lock's got the dummy gut shot.
No.
Bets 800.
Trying to steal it.
Perkins quickly raises.
He's open-ended. It's a semi-bluff.
Hellmuth calls.
You guys are playing so fast. What the
Everyone knows everything at the end of the hand.
Elke's got top pair and a gut shot as well.
He lays it down over to lock.
Only 3K total? You guys fight it out.
And lock folds.
Probably shouldn't have bet, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably a good general rule with the nut low.
Turn, king of diamonds. Hellmuth adds a flush draw. Perkins checks.
Violently.
I better bet 6,000.
Call.
Snap call.
Straight on a flush draw, you have or what?
Very possible.
River, king of clubs.
Phil's counterfeited.
Check.
Check.
Check, check.
Miss straight.
I found a pretty bad card for me, but I still want it.
Damn it, why couldn't I have caught a card?
Because you catch a card and we catch several more FCC violations.
As our dealer Allison pushes the 21K pot toward Phil, who seems to find a bad beat story even when he wins. Let's see if Phil can see his stack as half full when the big game returns.
I think you have to pay attention to what the younger generation's doing. You know, in 2010, I spent some time learning exactly what they think of the game. It's funny, though. All these young guys that came in with all these theories have all started to play more like the traditional way that I play. So they come in thinking they're going to play too fast, and then, you know, when they get away with it and they win one tournament and then they don't even cash for a year. And so they realize, wow, I better slow down. And so it's interesting to me to see that all the craziness that the online tournament pros brought to the game has now slowed down, way down. I felt like maybe that was inevitably where it was going to be heading anyway.
Yeah, remember when everyone said no one's ever going to watch TV and movies on a tiny little computer, and then they did for a while, and now no one ever does?
Wow, that just hurt. That's so brutal to watch that hand play out. I mean, I
lost $9,000 to you now.
I raised with the big pair. Dario, he's re-raised me like 15
Look what you're winning with.
times,
You're winning
so-
with like 5-7.
Yeah, I put $400 in and then flopped the joint, and you gave me a bunch of money. But
Hellmuth, king 8.
I flopped trips against Dario. It didn't fare out so well.
Dario folds over to Elke. King 10. Raises to 1,300. Pocket deuces for lock. Calls.
I bet the pot. I bet the pot.
Aaron Sorkin's big game.
He bet the pot.
He bet the pot.
Perkins raises to 6,200 with pocket 10s.
No one's even called down there.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
Over to our Italian loose cannon, Massimiliano Martinez, with 9-5 of spades. What is he thinking about?
Thinking about making a dramatic fold?
No, he's reaching for the 5K chips, Joe. Raises to 16-6.
This cannon is nuts.
This is where we need to see what he has.
Sick shouting.
Elke folds, locks out, over to the businessman with his 2-10s. Makes the call.
The problem with playing a pot with Perkins is that while he's spewy, he may not lay down some of the same hands other pros would.
5 tray 6, 2 spades, pair and a flush draw for Martinez.
Action flop, Perkins with the overpair.
Fires 20K.
See, now we've got an overpair versus a pair and a flush draw in a 3-bet pot. Ay-ya, that's why that bet is so big. For Massimiliano, this is a pretty clear-cut spot for a raise. Perkins will sometimes just be messing around, and if not, you've got a huge piece of this board.
And Max raises to 57-2.
Max could have moved all in, but this is a very strong hand.
How much?
And he actually doesn't mind giving Perkins the opportunity to try to bluff all in.
I fold.
Perkins lays it down face up.
Good bet.
And Max shows him the 9.
Great bet. It's either all in or fold.
You're right about that one. No shame in a fold there.
The Cannon's profit now 96,000, and he is the smallest schoolyard bully I've ever seen.
Max's winnings without showdown have now ballooned to over 200K, the most at the table by almost 50. And since the loose cannon's been able to keep the pros in the dark, they've been hesitant to look him up. Even in that spot, Max was behind but had a quarter of the deck as outs.
This game is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm losing.
Yeah, and I don't know how to beat it.
I can't believe I'm losing. I know how to beat it, but you can't let him hit the 2-outers.
I don't think you know how to beat this game.
Dario just couldn't resist.
If he had 2 9s and he just shoved there, and he just put in like 80,000, you think that's good poker because he won?
No,
Is that good poker because he won? Or?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he
What are you
made the
saying
move
exactly?
on the right moment and in the right spot. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
Because,
so
he
he's
knew
playing
he was
really good
getting
poker.
scared.
So he's like a great player now, huh? What are you saying? I
You
want
don't
to hear you say
understand
it.
what I'm saying. You don't
Well,
understand
tell
what
me.
I'm
He's a great player, right? This guy.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Minieri raises it up with ace-queen of hearts to 1,100. Ace-king for Elke. Calls and lock folds an ace.
Just a call with ace-king.
It was great poker. I folded. He got me off a pair.
Perkins calls 1,100 with the queen-8, of course. Martinez, 10-5 of clubs. Is he feeling it again? Nope. Hellmuth folding.
Elke, the only one who's not dominated, headed to this flop.
3-way action, 5 queen, jack, 2 clubs. Minieri and Perkins with top pair.
And Elke, the only one to not flop a pair. Minieri does have the best hand.
And bets it.
He's up like 100 again or something. the young Shalom monk.
It's awesome.
Elke calls 2,100 with his gutter. Perkins quickly raises to 10K.
Perkins is trying to protect his hand, but it's hard to get someone to fold a better hand or even a worse one like a draw since they're likely to have a lot of outs. It's going to be tough for Dario to fold top-top on such a draw-heavy board.
And Minieri does call. Elke lets it go.
Perkins has now bloated this pot with a marginal hand that has little chance of improving.
Turn. Tray of diamonds.
Dario's hand still best, but he was not the last aggressor.
Checks it. Perkins fires 15K.
All right, I'll ask you at home, is this a bluff or a value bet? I honestly don't know.
Race.
Dario thinks he knows.
56.1 more.
Minieri moves all in for 70,600.
Now this is a bet with purpose. Dario's hoping Bill will sometimes make a hero call with a worse hand, and sometimes he'll fold hands with equity against him. So now that 10K flop raise from Perkins may end up costing him 95K if he calls here and loses.
You must have me beat. Yeah, just go look at my pocket for a second. Just doesn't go on the table. Just see what I got left.
Even this man's lint is worth thousands.
Tell me what you have and look at my face.
I bet you don't.
Come on, I can't get an edge on that because I'm already made my bet. I did already my bet.
Ooh, this should be fun.
Are you going to show your hand?
I can't answer this now.
Amanda!
I can't answer this now.
Can she make you show your hand?
I don't want him to show his hand.
Oh, come on, guys.
Amanda, you got that one right. That was a good answer because the hand's not really over.
Just for agony's sake, I think your hand's worth
not now, but
$56,000.
after-
I want to see your hand.
He calls.
Ace Queen.
You got it.
What do you have?
Queen 8.
How many times you want to run?
3.
Okay.
So they'll see 3 river cards with the winner each time getting a third of the pot.
Perkins has Dario covered, but he's in really bad shape. He's looking for an 8.
River number 1, 5.
5. Chop it up.
Dario wins.
1 for Dario.
Nice try with the whole chop it up thing.
Did anybody fold an 8?
Nope.
No.
He didn't have any 8s. I gotta give you good news.
All the 8s still in play.
River number 2, tray of spades. So Dario locks up almost 112,000 so far.
Oh, good talking, Dario.
Shot for an 8. For my friend, 1 time for Texas, an 8 for Texas.
This game's sick.
Texas, he's from
River
Texas.
number 3 goes to Dario.
Take it.
Ship full cargo to the Italian.
And with that hand, our 2 Italians are atop the leaderboard.
How can I be losing in this game? They ship 80,000 with 1 pair at this table.
All right, let's rebuy.
Remember, you can rebuy for up to 500,000, Billy boy.
So the businessman solicits some new investors as Dario capitalizes on Bill's fire sale. See if the crash continues when the big game returns. Welcome back to Vegas, where Dario Minieri has just added more than $86,000 to his stack and gone from the negative to the positive, courtesy of the businessman, Bill Perkins, who's now in for almost $300,000 after just reaching into his pocket for another $115K.
The extra 15K is a bad sign.
There is just a difference between me and you.
Yes.
You can dodge bullets. I know.
Very good one, very good one. I like that.
Second.
There is only one difference between me and you. He can dodge bullets, baby. Dodge bullets.
What means in Italian?
Dodge bullets, baby.
I proiettili, può
Dodge
schivare,
bullets.
sì, controllare.
Oh, yeah.
In Italy, Phil is known as the poker bambino.
Action will be on Elke. Pocket 8s.
Queen 8 of what?
I had Queen 8 of diamonds. When Dario, when you had 2 8s, I had Queen 8 of diamonds. Dario.
How is that possible?
Elke raised to 1,300, 10-5 for lock.
Was that I have Queen 8 of diamonds? I had Queen. I had not Queen 7 of diamonds. I don't know what it was. I had nothing. I had air. No, I had air. I had Queen
Calls.
9.
Hot.
Spoken like a man who's truly steaming.
What is it?
Perkins raises to 6,400 with ace rag. Martinez out, Helmuth out. Action on Dario with jack 6.
I think you were talking to create a bluff.
Folds.
I was trying to bluff you.
He's trying to bluff.
You are talking to create a bluff. You were like, he's gonna call, it's gonna end, and you bluff. But I wasn't folding because you might bluff a king with me.
Elke calls 5,100. Over to lock.
I don't want to say this call would be loose, but yeah, it'd be pretty loose.
Lock folds.
Me and the Italians, a love affair.
No, Italian.
He's French.
2 players with the flop, 4-10-4 rainbow.
Pretty not bad flop for Elke.
Checks it. Never know what the businessman has. He bets 5,000.
That's a Wayne's World bet. As in, I got $5,000.
Swing.
He's got $5,000 too.
Elke calls.
Probably got more than me, but.
Turn, deuce of spades.
Still kind of a check call board for 2 8s.
And Elke does check.
Perkins just doubled his out, so he's going to want to take advantage of that monster 14% equity.
Bets 12K with his gut shot.
Yes, Elke, that was the proper response.
Elke calls.
Calling me down with.
Best hand.
No.
Hopefully.
I don't think so. Maybe you do. I better slow down.
To the river. 5 of hearts, and Bill Perkins won't be slowing down now. He hits his gut shot.
Luck box.
Elke checks it.
Still playing this one very cautiously.
It's in the
I don't know if he's.
Spread it out.
Runner, wheel is going to be pretty disguised. Perkins can maybe extract some value here.
Bets 25K.
This is far from a standard spot. Perkins plays weird, and there hasn't been a ton of help from the board, so Elke just might pay this off.
Elke. Bolts.
You fold it?
Show a bluff.
I can't show a bluff. I showed a river. I can show a river saved my ass.
Show it, come on.
Here's ace-3.
He's right.
Perkins shows it.
Nice river.
I figure I had a lot of outs.
A whole half dozen.
Perkins wins a pot worth almost 75K. Joe, this guy plays like his hair's on fire, if he had any.
Where do you think it went? The businessman's obscene 73% VPIP is 20% more than the next highest player. Bill's been calling a ton of raises from the get-go, and his 2.3 aggression factor is second at the table.
Well, Perkins' style hasn't worked out so far this week since he's down more than 140,000 and falling fast.
I wonder if when the businessman walks into the office, everyone greets him as the poker man. Hey, man, don't splash the pork bellies.
9-8 for Max. Folds it.
Standard fold under the gun.
Jack-9 for Hellmuth. Limps. Minieri with King-10.
None of this limp nonsense for Dario.
Pumps it up to 1,500. Ace-6 for Elke. He's out. Phil Lock gone. And Perkins will make the call.
Of course.
Hellmuth's in. We got three-way action to the flop, which is tame for this table. Deuce, 8-8 rainbow.
Dude, Max would have flopped trips. Don't rub it. Perkins and his deuce have actually flopped best.
Yeah.
And he checks it. Hellmuth passes.
Dario had the pre-flop lead. It's check to him in position. Seems fairly obv.
Bets 2,200.
A call here would be fine. I really hope he's not trying to raise right now.
Oh, but he does to 6,600 with his 8s and deuces.
This is a protection raise in a spot that really doesn't warrant it. It's basically me have best hand, me raise, which isn't always the best approach. Tough to get action from a worse hand.
Hellmuth out of the way. Back on Dario Minieri. Repops to 16,000.
And now this pot is huge.
What is it to me?
And if Perkins calls, he's going to hate just about every turn card.
And he does make the call.
It's the correct call, but he's made this pot huge with just a pair of deuces.
Turn, Queen of Hearts. Perkins checks.
See if Dario wants to keep barreling.
He does not.
Dario may have realized there's no getting Perkins off his hand.
10 of hearts, and Dario rivers the best hand with 10s and 8s and a king kicker. Perkins bets 10K.
Perkins rivered a second pair, but his deuce is counterfeit. Since I could never see a worse hand calling, I guess this is meant to be a bluff.
Show me one card and I might call. We both show one card. This is a deal.
We both show one card. Fine.
We both show one card, okay.
Okay, you get to pick it.
Okay. I pick?
I picked the one the closest to you.
Okay, and I pick this.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
I show?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Show him. Go.
Dario turns over his 10 and Perkins deuce.
Wow, I got full house. Can I see again?
Now you're raising. Dario.
You should raise. Now he's raising.
Now he's raising your ass. That would be so sick.
You do whatever he wants.
Well, Dario's beating the card he can see. Seems like at least a call.
You're looking my money. Okay, you bluff me. I fold.
You fold?
Wow, he folds.
I have the best hand, actually.
Might chop it. You might chop it.
Nice hand, mate.
Don't say he never did anything for you.
Dario gifting Perkins a pot of over 47K.
Chips were flying this time.
Tips are flying. The price of poker has gone up.
Still no idea what happened there.
When we get back, we'll see if Dario can unlevel himself. Welcome back to the big game where Massimiliano Martinez trails Gonzalez Cannon by over 55,000 for the Loose Cannon Trophy and the NAPT Passport.
If Max doesn't catch Gonzo but is able to survive all 150 hands, he'll still take home any profit above the initial 100 grand he was staked.
Meanwhile, Phil Lock is hoping just to sniff a profit. He's just added another 150K and is in for 300,000 overall.
Locke acts all a fool, but he's no dummy. He wants to have the biggest stacks covered in case he wants to play a big pot.
Okay, I'm stuck 50 dimes.
I'm only up for like 30. It's so sick. How will that happen?
Italy happened.
10 deuce for Martinez, folds. Hellmuth, a king, and another king.
Phil had queens cold decked by Bill Perkins' kings earlier in the week. I see virtually no way Phil could lose with these kings.
And he min raises over to Minieri. Makes the call with the ace-5 suited. Elke out.
It's usually where you raise it up on me, Dario.
Yeah, he wanted Dario to 3-bet. No such luck.
Queen 4 for lock. Folds.
Cost me $4 to play.
Perkins calls with the 10-7.
I get to play against my new target.
How many targets you have?
Target!
OMG, I think Phil's jealous.
To the flop, ace, ace, queen, and Dario has run down Phil again.
Bye-bye, kings.
I check.
Perkins checks, as does Hellmuth.
I know.
Checks around.
Dario trapping the trapper.
Turn, 5 of diamonds, full boat for Dario.
Now, even if Phil hits his king, he still loses.
Check.
Perkins checks.
I better bet. I got to bet.
You better bet something.
1,200.
Hellmuth bets 1,200.
Hellmuth runs worse than a 78 pacer. Dario could raise here, but he has virtually nothing to protect against, and he doesn't want to chase his action away.
Minieri calls.
I better fold.
And Perkins is done with it.
Phil's soon to be done with this whole game.
Jack of diamonds on the end.
How much will he fire into the abyss?
28.
Phil now guaranteed to lose at least another $2,800.
Dario knows he's raising, and he knows how much. He's just mentally preparing himself for the verbal abuse he's about to incur.
Dario makes it 6,600.
It's just a really kind of unreal night, huh? Wow, how can this happen every time I'm in the game here?
Now, Phil doesn't do himself many favors, but he runs worse than a hot chick in a horror movie. And the carnage is unfortunately just as entertaining.
I guess you got me. Nice hand, buddy.
I got you. Never bluff.
Dario takes it down.
Ace 5. That's good.
Phil shows the kings.
Good the king didn't come on the river.
Look at that silver lining, huh?
It's unbelievable. This kid was drawn to a 2-outer on me, and a 3-outer, and a 4-outer.
You have pocket kings?
Yeah, pocket kings. I only lost 10,000, so it's pretty, good.
That's astounding.
It's astounding.
Then you only lost.
You think
10,000.
I ever win? You think I ever win in this game with kings or queens? They always hit their frickin' weird card.
You know that weird card, the ace?
Dario continues to get the best of Phil as he's up more than $55,000 for the week, but they're all chasing Max, who leads the way with exactly $100K in profit.
With one night still to go, the loose cannon has a reasonable shot to catch Gonzo for the NAPT passport. So the question is, which does he value more, protecting that profit or going for the passport?
Wow, guys, what a crazy night, huh? Phil, do you have a plan for tomorrow night?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're running out of hands. I have 30 hands left. I can't believe I'm losing. I mean, these guys ship like 100,000 with top pair every time, and I'm losing in the game. It's
Max,
nothing.
are you thinking about the passport?
No, I don't think about nothing.
He's never thinking about anything. That's it for tonight. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. Good night, everybody.
Another night in the books, and one more night of explosive poker is sure to come. For Joe Stapleton, this is Scott Huff saying so long from Vegas. Next time on the big game, will Max bring his 100 grand home to Italy?
I just want to have fun. I don't care about money so much.
Or will he blow it all in search of the ultimate prize?
After this fooled, everybody call me.
And what gets the poker brat so agitated?
Nice, huh?
Okay, is it nice?
It's quite nice.
That makes the Unabomber want to give him a hug.
It's unbelievable how often you have bad etiquette.
I know, whatever.
It all happens tomorrow night on the big game.
All right, this is where people start doing stupid things, I think.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.net.